YouTube? We're back with another video. Dude, welcome back from like, I don't know, man, 2 centuries ago, I guess. Fuck it. Dude, whatever BC era or, Jurassic period, whatever you guys are in. Hey, what's up? I'm back. This time we're going to be talking about the balance adjustment preview that's coming up on this 21st of January. So, if you guys have been missing out, we are now back once again. If you guys haven't watched the previous video, you guys probably should. I talked about Arc Demon Mercedes, but now, right after the Arc Demon Mercedes, we got another one. We got another shit right here. Alright, so, what's good? They got some fat adjustments. We got like a nice amount of characters, and the first thing I already see, Briar Witch's area, and Spez. Oh, dude. Long have we asked. Long have we waited. We have received. We have finally received our buffs for these Moonlight characters, although some are still kind of neglected. What, DJ Bazaar? DJ May Chloe? Hello? Hey guys. Evil Cat? Alright, my bad. My bad. But, you know, looking at the list, we got some unexpected looks or unexpected characters that we wouldn't think that would get fucking buffs, even though no matter how many times that we ask for them. So to run it down, we got Briar Witch's area, Spez, Koerik, Haste, Yuna, Free Spirit area, free play by the way, and then you got Silk, Kawazu, and Captain Rickarus. Also, Free Spirit area's artifact, Flower Shower, also got buffed as well. Goddamn, where's my buffed doctor's bag? But my doctor's bag, my carbuncle. Oh, it's fucked. But, you know, let's first start off with Briar Witch's area, which is what they first introduced. So, I mean, I'm gonna say something that's not green right now, but they didn't increase her hit chance. But yeah. They didn't increase her hit chance, bro. What about me hitting Rylet? What about me hitting Rylet, dude? Okay, you know what? That's just how it is. It'd be like that sometimes. She cannot hit Rylet. But, hey, that's why. Man, this is the Sag. Whatever. It's not a direct counter, but it's whatever. So, for S2, which is cursed, upon receiving lethal damage, grants immortality to the caster for 1 turn. Immortality effect. Okay, she turns into a K run. Okay? Wait, well, I don't even know why this is necessary. Isn't she just supposed to be a unit just does debuffs? She throws it out, and that's it? Why does she need to live any longer than after she uses her S3? I guess you could build us a damage dealer now? But that doesn't make any sense because then at the same time, you're still going to try to use her as a unit that you want to run first, turn 1, so that you can strip and debuff and put unbuffable on them, yeah? So, personally, for me, we can also see that we have like her S3 also buffs 100% chance. Great, I love it. Finally, she can actually land without relying on the fact that we might know that she might miss, right? Now there's only just 15%. Great, you know, we just lost 150%. That's good. I don't think her functions would change. So, Briar Witch's area, the way that we would use her before has never really changed. The thing about Briar Witch's area has been, hey, look, we're just gonna drop her S3 and that's it. Once she does her S3, her job is practically done. I don't understand why she needs immortality. My guess is that the reason why she cares about immortality could be like a couple things. Number one is that we could either try to transition her into a build where she is a damage dealer now, or either that, you might play her into like some cheeky shit like counter Visaria or I don't know. I don't understand why, but I mean, I guess it works, right? It might give her an opportunity to drop her S3 in very crucial situations. So that basically means people can't actually destroy you right off the bat. Although I feel like nowadays it's kind of pointless looking at this. If you were to look at Viseria's, the thing about Viseria's kit is that it's very similar to like a lot of the unbuffable units that we already have currently. One could be like Bazaar, and Bazaar can actually use the Toggle Hells and guarantees a debuff. And then we also have like the new unit, Fairy Tail Tenebria. Fairy Tail Tenebria also has like strips and also has like an unbuffable with like a more detrimental CC, which is called Redirected Provoke. As much as I can see from Briar Witch's area, she literally just looks like a neutral element version of that, with maybe some other offensive utilities. Although I can't really say too much about it, because then most of the time, like I said, her S3, after she uses it, it's practically done. I can't say much about her. Her functions doesn't really change. Yeah. Moving on, we get to our best boy Spez. Yes, he's been buffed. I don't know how many times this man has been buffed, but he's been buffed so many fucking times. Oh, dude, I can't even count no more, dude. Like 5 times, maybe 4, 5. Fuck it. This guy's just been like up and like just everywhere. He's been places. He's been places, right? So he, with his S1 Dreamy Iron Mace, because we're all delusional as fuck thinking that we're gonna stun. Upon successfully stunning the enemy, increases combat readiness of the caster by 25%. Sure, okay. And then he has his S2 where he gets increased damage dealt. To what is this? So he has a 45% chance to stun. Now it's a 60% chance with increased damage dealt. Increased damage dealt. We're actually gonna go double check his multipliers to actually see what it is. So I'm gonna actually slide that over in a bit. And then over that, we actually gotta see his S3. His S3 now, if this skill is available when an ally except the caster is attacked, has a 20% chance to counterattack. TLDR, that's an Elbrus on his fucking shit. Yeah? I think that's like the biggest takeaway from his kit, no? RNG, more RNG on top of RNG to do RNG damage. Fuck it. He does more damage. Well, we don't know how much though, right? So, let's go double check in the skill. Alright, so here we see Specimen Says with his ratios and whatnot. They buffed his S2 where now his S2 does a lot more does more damage, but we actually don't know by how much. Now we actually see it that this thing is a 0.8 on an AoE, which is actually considered pretty high for like AoEs. Most AoEs really don't really have this high of a ratio, kinda, especially when it's a skill that is not on their S3. So knowing the fact that this thing got buffed maybe to like, I don't know, maybe to like a 1 or like maybe a 1.05 basically could mean like a lot of things. This guy can actually nuke on his S2, which is kind of scary. He might just end up being like a cleaver and then he comes out of nowhere and just bonks somebody with his S2, S3 and just say fuck it all. You stun, you dead, we win again. That's just how it is. I feel like out of his entire kit, really, the most substantial thing out of his kit is really the Elbrus added to his S3. The fact that there's Elbrus on his S3 basically means a couple things. Number one is like he has more chances to apply his own stuns, and it's a very high possibility that he might be used as a standalone unit instead of actually trying to be working with a team. So in certain drafts such as like RTA and whatnot, you might be able to actually just use them with just a stripper and then possibly just use this S2 straight off the bat just to stun them, and then after that open up into an S3 and just bop the living shit out of them. In worst cases where if the enemy does have immunity, but you know, if you're running a stripper, that's probably not going to be the case, right? You're banning it, right? I hope so. You should probably be like okay and in the clear. Once again, I don't think his functionality really changed compared to like what he did back then to now. People ran like all sorts of like cheeky builds. They ran like counter spez, they ran like even like bruiser spez, they ran like practically everything that's possible that's known to mankind. But the reason why he couldn't work very well was because that it's too hard for him to be set up. This just basically just says now, it just supports the fact that now you just build him as a bruiser and say fuck the damage, fuck the turn 1, just go bruiser and just go bonk. And then now from here, you just pray that he lands his stuns, because if he doesn't, you're dead. Or you could just bring a team with an entire stun, but then someone might just bring in more She's buffed Mort, by the way. And just step on him. I'm just kidding. No one's gonna play Mort. Who the fuck plays Mort? But as later, you know, I think all in all, this is like okay. I'm not exactly sure if this is like the right buff for what he really needs though. I guess it's like a really interesting one. I guess they kind of basically changed him from just like, hey, look, first you have to like set me up with turn 1. Now you don't have to do that anymore. Fuck that. I'm my own man, dude. I carry myself on my back. And that's basically it. Yeah? I think he's gonna be like a fun, cheeky unit. And it's gonna be fucked. It's gonna be so fucked. I can't imagine. Oh my god. The number of RNGs, he's just like another Charles. Dude, this literally just looks like another Charles to me. Oh my god. Alright, well, we have Spaz learning from Charles. What a day. Right? I guess he met Aether too. Alright, so we get to our RGB 5-star Koerik. Alright, so Koerik. The reason why Koerik was so underwhelming before is because then he did like tickle damage. He did tickle damage. And like it was really hard for you to really set him up because then everything that he did was practically like he needed to like soul burn on his S2, he needed Taga Hells, he didn't jack shit on his S3. And like there was no way that he really did anything right after he did his S2, S3. His S1 was practically garbage because then he dies immediately. So there's a couple things that are very notable about this. Is number one is that he now dispels 2 buffs. So that basically means he can go through barrier. So this is a very big buff. Being able to go through barrier basically means that he can reduce skill cooldowns without any worry whatsoever. He could just hop in with a soul burn S2 if you run him on Taga Hells, open that shit up, and just reset them twice. That's a very big deal, right? So to me, he literally looks like maybe another Acid. But let's say, for example, he's not like Acid, right? Like, you know, you might use him as like a turn 1 unit. We got his S3 also buffed with silencing for 1 turn before granting stealth to the caster for 2 turns. He now does no longer have a condition on his S3, which is fucking great. No condition is dank as fuck, alright? So, he silences for 1 turn before granting stealth. Yeah, he could be an anti-cleaver. Fuck Guiding Light. Yo, fuck Guiding Light, dude. Fuck Guiding Light. Fuck Athletica. Dude, now everyone gotta run immunity. Otherwise, you silence. You fucked. You fucked. He just looks like another CC unit, though. I think stealth is probably the biggest takeaway here, right? Because now, for Koerik, you don't have to start off with his S2. You can just start with his S3 and just go from there just so that you can get stealth. And then from there, you can do whatever you want with Koerik. But I don't know if that's really valuable, though, because then the biggest problem here is, like, once again, whenever you're going to probably use Koerik, especially if you're going to try to use him turn 1, most of the time, the enemy's going to have immunity. You have no way to set that shit up. And you're practically fucked unless you have like another unit that's really there to really prep it up for you. I feel like some of the rest are kind of extra. Silence for 1 turn is like whatever. I feel like the more important buff about it is really just the stealth on him for 2 turns. I think that's really just the biggest takeaway whenever you actually do it. You find yourself a little bit not too safe, and then you actually see them not having immunity, or you're trying to do anti-cleave, or you're gonna try to do like whatever you really want. Versus bruisers, he's probably gonna get chunked. Vanessa Slayer versus like cleavers, maybe he has a chance. Yeah, he's also could hold Taga Hells, so you could just maybe start as S3 and hold Taga Hells instead of actually burning it on S2. Yeah, I think his is probably the more substantial buff here, right? The fact that he can actually silence on his S3 and then get stealth is probably just really big already. I think this is nice, right? I think the only problem with that is that he's useless after he does that. He doesn't really do anything afterwards, which we shall see what will happen from here, right? I believe he also has like a silence on S1 and does like all that crazy shit. But that's about it, right? Moving on, we got our most wanted buff. A unit for Golem. It's fucked. Why? Why? What the fuck? Oh, dude. Like, what the fuck? Alright, so his S1 got an increased chance to bleed now, up to 70% now. He gets to, he can now steal 1 buff if the target is an Earth Elemental hero, but guess what? Every Earth Element is probably gonna be on Guiding Light anyway, other than Alencia. And I'm talking about Landy, because you're not gonna touch Landy anyway, so what's the fucking point? Yeah? So fuck this shit. This thing's I'm just kidding, it's not even that bad. Okay, it's not bad. But, you know? Sure. Sure. We already use elemental advantages in like RTA. Fuck it. Why not? But not many units use Earth. Like, not many people use Earth. Okay, maybe you could steal... Maybe you could steal a buff from F. Clury. But if there's F. Clury, I'm pretty sure Haste is dead. Yeah, I don't know, man. Weird. Okay. And then he got his S2. Attacks the enemy with a scythe and recovers health to all allies. Amount recovered increases proportional to damage dealt. Conditional increase to amount recovered is now applied by default. So what is this before? So I think they needed to be bleeding, and now they don't need to bleed no more for a full heal. Okay, maybe he could be a bruiser. Okay, okay, we should probably check out his stats in a bit. And then okay, these are the same lines. And then he also inflicts Vampiric Touch. Aha, I see. And then we get to his S3. Attacks all enemies with Envoy Scythe with a 100% chance to whoa. 100% chance to inflict 3 bleeds? 100%? Huh. Okay. When there are 3 or fewer enemies, damage dealt increases with fewer enemies. Okay. Detonates any bleeding effects inflicted on Earth Elemental targets at the end of turn. God damn! That's a lot of bleeds. Yo, wait. That sounds like a lot of bleeds, but how do you set this up? Right? Yeah, I'm still thinking about like, yo, but Landy, but immunity. How do you set this up? Are you just gonna run him Omega slow? Alright, you know what? We should probably just take a look at his kit and look at his stats. Right? Can he actually do something? Maybe? Perhaps? Alright, let's go take a look. Haste. I actually don't have haste. What the fuck, dude? He's so squishy. Yeah, he's gonna die. That's not to be hate. Okay, shut up. Don't talk to me. Alright, so now we get to look at haste. Aw, shit. Okay, wait a second. How do you build this guy as a bruiser? He has no defense. His base HP is also kind of garbage, but he does have some good ass speed though. But everything literally says here, hey, look, I'm a damage dealer. I have high crit chance. I got some effectiveness for some of my bleeds, but I have nothing to my tanky values. Okay, there's a couple concerns. Number one is whatever kind of setup that I'm currently thinking about, I don't know if haste is the way here. He is really fast though, however. But as for if he could really do anything and be able to tank up and do shit, yo, how does he live? See, that's the problem that we have with haste. Unlike Landy has Guiding Light. Unlike haste doesn't got none of that. Maybe Wind Rider, but he gotta kill someone. Yeah, I don't know, man. Golem unit. My chat says he has healing with a Kappa. He has healing, yes. But how can he heal if he's dead? My chat says bruiser, and then we open with the stats. So to really explain it, I feel like haste if you were to try to build him as a bruiser, it might prove some difficulty with the stats that you're looking at as of right now. With the fact that he has about 5.4k HP and like almost practically no defense, you guys might see some frustrations here, especially when he has no way to really survive unless he tosses out his S2. And in most cases, unlike Rylet or Landy or any of the Rangers or maybe any other unit with survivability, this guy can only open up with his S3 and that's it. And once he does everything else, I don't even know, man, but most of the, like, you can't really put him into a situation in like PvP unless you're cleaving. Yeah? So in any case, Haste is probably going to be really hard to use in PvP, but you guys still at least can use him in Golem because then you guys got Carmine Rose and the other good stuff that already came in previously from the other updates. Yeah? So you guys can use him there. I can't say much about this. This shit's weird. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know, man. Shit's bad. Shit's bad. I don't know, dude. I don't think this is what you guys wanted for buffs, but like, hey, I mean, if you guys like Golem a lot, right? I don't think this is too half bad, right? Fuck it. Sure, Golem unit. Alright, moving on. We got Yuna. Yuna gains more focus with her S2, her upgrade, which buffs all allies with a drone and increases attack and speed. She also got an extra turn on her S3. Yo, you know what? Yuna's really hard to use in PvP. But I can tell you right now, the fact that she got an like increased focus from her S2 and also gets an extra turn from her S3. Yo, she sounds like an amazing PvE unit. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I don't know how I would ever keep her alive long enough for her to use her S3. But then again, it does guarantee a critical hit. So maybe, hold up. If we are big brain about this, right? A successful attack always results in critical hit. So, if you build her like Charlotte, and you give her a lot of crit damage, and bruiser stats, and high attack, and speed, and fuck the crit chance, you bulk up your Yuna, you make her very fast, you get attack buff, and then you bonk. Oh, but then she also got Guiding Light, so she's broken. So, you know Guiding Light? There you go. They fucked. I got AoE unit for free. She for free. You guys can get her from connections. And if you guys got her from like this nice event, which allowed her to triple S her, which I will show you. You guys love this delays, right? Because Koerik is just editing these things out. So weird flex, she got a nice skin, and she got that nice triple S with the good ass EEs, you know? So we can actually see some cheeky things that we can actually use with Yuna. The fact that she is a ranger. She can wield Guiding Light. You can actually do like some pretty crazy ass wacky things with her, right? Looking over at her EEs, you can actually just go over and double check that as of right now. Mine isn't really geared, so please do not judge. I know some people that do though, so this ends half bad. But to really recover over her kit, she attacks everyone with her S1, which is an AoE, which gives her 1 focus and 1 soul, and it gives combat readiness to your team according to the number of shit that you slapped. Yes? And if there's less enemies, she deals more damage. Yeah. So, moving on to her EEs. I love these pauses. So, for her EEs, she has her S1. Combat readiness is increased by an additional 1% per target when using her shit. She has her S2 where she gets like a Alexa's basket on her S2, yeah? And it sounds pretty dank. Sounds funky, to be honest. Although, I feel like the one that I might be using other than the greater attack buff might be the damage dealt for her S3 if I'm planning to use her as a main DPS. Although, I feel like it might be really fun to just use like her S2 and just get greater attack buff and just fuck everybody. You know? The fact that she gains her stuff a lot faster. And you could pair her up with maybe dual attack units or Cerise. And then she gets an extra turn and then bonks again. Yeah, that sounds kind of fun. Hey, that sounds kind of fun. I like that. Hey, Yuna seems to be like... Sounds like a fun unit now. Extra turn? All that other good stuff? Hey, I'm down. Dude, I am down. So, moving on, we got our free-to-play unit, Free Spiriteria, with a, her S2 now resets completely. Yeah, sure, why not? Sure. She, after she uses her S3, she spam S2, 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 S2. Sure, why not? I'm down. I mean, it says here that they just want to, like, make her, like, cleave enemies, right? Yeah, it looks like here, she just wants to be cleaved as enemies. Since she can be utilized the skill without cooldown upon meeting the condition, we hope that she can be more readily used in content where more enemies can be one-shot. Where enemies that can be one-shot appear continuously. Okay. We can farm. And then we got the most unexpected buff. It's called Silk Buff. What the fuck? I actually don't know what she does. I actually forgot. So, let's recap. What the fuck did she do? Alright? She got her S2 buffed, where she gains the focus at the start of the turn and consumes one focus when attacked, and increase combat readiness by 15%. And she gets, like, increased damage dealt. Yeah, you know what? I think best that I look at her kit and then we figure out where we're gonna go from there, okay? She just shoots. To me right now, she just shoot arrows, that's it. She's just an earth unit that shoot here, but she get clapped by fire unit? Okay, never mind. I don't know, man. This is weird. Okay, you know what? Let's get over there and just take a look. Guys, she doesn't have an EE, right? I know, she doesn't have an E. Okay, hold up. This sound in like Hall of Trials is like monkus. The sound on Hall of Trials is like Monka W. It's like, hey, it's like ringing in the ear and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Silk. Alright, so we get to see Silk. I mean, judging from this, she shoots. And then she shoots some more. Okay, so what I'm understanding from Silk is she shoots, she gains focus at the start of the turn to shoot some more. I don't even know if that sounds right. What the fuck? Okay, she gains focus at the start of turn so that she can activate this, which then activates something called automatic fire, which makes her shoot more. Okay, you know what? This buff sucks. Yeah, no, the buff sucks. Fuck it. No, it's terrible. I don't... What the hell? I mean, hey, the question is, does she do damage? Bro, she does no damage. They increase her cleave damage. It looks like so it's a 0.85 is getting increased. It has a you know a 0.05 like a 5% increase from POW and all that whatnot. But it's like kind of like okay, right? It looks like primarily you're really just using her for like a couple things. Number one is that you're either gonna be using her for PvE to destroy something. Like I'm talking about like when I was talking about PvE, right? Content such as like expeditions or like maybe I don't know world boss. She just looks like a typical damage dealer that literally has no utility besides giving your team a speed buff. But you know what does that already? It's called Landy. Landy does what Silk does, but better. So this is a useless buff. But sure, right? For the people that don't have Landy. Alright? And then we get our favorite Ricardo, as in, we call it another Golem farmer. Dude, what is with this game, dude? Hey! Nothing relevant for PvP. But basically what he has now is, he can, instead of burning, he has a chance of decrease defense. And then after he attacks, he has a chance of increasing his combat readiness by 20%. So it's like a 35% chance to proc increase combat readiness. His S2 looks like here when the caster is debuffed after being attacked, dispels all debuffs. It increased attack. TLDR, if you get stunned by Golem, you get attack buff. But then, okay, he has no practical uses in PvP because he's a single target unit. So therefore, he sucks. And that's basically it. That's the rundown of Kawazu. And then we get over to Captain Rickarus. They just gave him Restrict. You know, I want to say something about Captain Rickarus. The reason why he sucks so much is because, number one, you guys never revert his exchange. So he doesn't have like continuous healing anymore. He also does not scale on HP. As in when I say he does not scale on HP, he does not scale, his damage is not scale on HP. So it's useless. He just sits there, does jack shit, okay? Garbage unit, alright? If it's S3, healed my team, I would have accepted it. But fuck that, he's useless as fuck, okay? This is garbage. Use a different stripper. Something that dude, Cerise is a better job than this. Fuck this shit, okay? This is garbage. This is garbage, okay? Dude, revert exchanges. This sucks, dude. Okay, this does nothing. 75% chance of inflicting restrict, the same shit as Basaria. Dude, it's a reason why everybody hated Basaria is because that she couldn't land her unbuffables, her attack buffs. This thing is garbage. Oh my god. Dude, who the fuck would even care about this guy? He got shafted. Like, functionally, Captain Rickarus did not change. The reason why he is so hard to use, literally, is because then he cannot reliably land his shit. It's the same reason. It's literally the same thing, right? 75% chance to land shit. And then, of course, you have like 100% chance, and then you got like some single target, like defense break. But like, it's so pointless, right? His entire kit is all about cycling his like, his S3, but that doesn't really happen. And then like, when you think that maybe he has like other utilities involved with his kit, he doesn't have it, right? And then when you're expecting that, hey, look, he has a stun that can be targeted on the highest combat readiness unit. However, that shit doesn't stun. So like, this shit's terrible, you know? Like, What Captain Rickarus needs is to be reverted back to his 2018 self. The time of the Holy Trinity where he gave both speed buff and continuous healing. With that, I can see some uses. And maybe if he literally turns himself into like somewhat of like a you know, not a soul weaver, but like a warrior that can heal or a supportive utility unit, we can actually see some uses in it. Otherwise, he's just a fucking weird unit. Because you wouldn't use this kind of unit over a unit that would provide more offensive utilities like Cerise, right? This guy just wouldn't do enough. Maybe if he has dual attack on his S1. Bada bing, bada boom. That's the key. That's the key. All right, you know what? Just turn him into Cerise. That's like, it might be a better idea. But yeah. And then finally, last but not least, after I'm molding, I got Flower Shower. That's basically what I'm gonna be taking right after this because, dude, I'm smad. I'm smad. Dude, I don't know, man. I gotta put on my flowery shampoo and conditioner. Increase effectiveness by 7%. When an enemy is defeated, increase. Okay, so what they did was you don't need to max the artifact anymore. And that's it. They just made Tyria a better PvE unit so that you can use her in more things. Although, I can tell you right now, on my alternate account, she carried me through a lot of content. She's a really good character. You guys should not neglect her. She's really good. They give her for free a plus 15. I can't say no to that. So, I mean, looking at the patch notes, or like the balance patch, like, there's not really much I could really say about the buffs. Most of the underwhelming characters did get buffed. Some of them not expected. I didn't really expect them the way that they would get buffed. Number one was Basaria. Basaria getting immortality on her S2 doesn't really feel like it's very impactful. One of the biggest reasons because then she always opens up with her S3 anyway. So like, you know, her dying right after her S3 really means nothing because then their team would be dead after her S3, right? But, you know, the way that you would use her debuffs is always at the beginning of the turn, not really at like the end of practically everything, you know? But sure, why not? Maybe this gives her a chance to be a damage dealer instead of just a debuffer. And that's maybe an opportunity that some of you guys might like. Going on, we got Spaz with Elbrus. Did he really change functionality? Like, does his function really change? I wouldn't really say so. The way that most people will probably use Spaz would be no different. He either could be pairing him as a bruiser or build him on counter. But the fact that now he has an Elbrus means that there's more RNG in his kit. And, you know, he just has like a higher success of actually just blowing shit off, right? Although I don't really think he's gonna be as crazy as you guys might seem, especially with like him. I'm assuming that he's probably just gonna die and get nuked anyway, unless he gets lucky and just lands stun, which is very possible, right? He seems to be a very cheeky unit. If you build him as a bruiser, which looks like the direction of where he's going, he might see a lot of uses. Right? Just build on counter immunity or like speed immunity, whatever you guys really prefer, or whatever gear that you guys actually have remaining. Right? So, and then afterwards, I'm pretty sure the most substantial buff in this entire patch note, at least for me, was Koerik. Koerik actually got a huge functional change where before people would just do his S2 into his S3, but now he has a choice between doing either his S2 or his S3. And the fact is that he can silence a team, right? Let's say, for example, if you're running him as an anti-cleave, silencing is great. And then, of course, he got stealth. That's, like, the greatest part about it, right? Non-condition S3 now. So, he feels like, you know, in worst case scenarios, if they have no immunity, or, like, better case scenarios, if they have no immunity, you can just silence them all using his S3, go into stealth, and just hide. Yeah? So, I think the prize really goes to Koerik in this one, Some people might say Spez, some people might say Basaria. I think it's all subjective according to how you play. I think all three of them are really good according to the playstyles that you actually play. If you like playing like debuffers, or like, if let's say for example, if you need like a debuffer and you can't use F10A, or you want like a neutral one that's a little bit more consistent, Basaria is good for you. If you want Spez and just want to be annoying and just want to stun them lol, then you can just like use him, right? He's fun. He's like another Charles. He's another RNG unit, right? If that's how you want to play the game. And then you guys got Koerik, a guy that you could either probably just use as a turn 1, or maybe not turn 1, but probably turn 1, because then that's what his kit primarily entails. Then yeah, that also works. I mean, and then the most disappointing buff is probably just haste. I think I didn't really expect that they would just turn him into like a PvE unit, but that looks like the case. So the reason why I don't think haste is going to be used in PvP is just because that fuck. How does he ever get to live in order to drop anything? His stats don't really allow him to do it. He only has 5.4k HP with like 510 defense. There's not really much that you could really say about him. It's really hard. It seems to be really hard to protect him anyway. And the fact that he has to land debuffs in order to really blow anything up really is discouraging, right? He just seems like a very safe unit if you're like, hey, look, I want to farm Golem kind of thing. This entire update literally looks like, hey, please farm these hunts that we just don't touch. But that's basically it. Yeah, so that basically covers the balance adjustment patch. I hope you guys did enjoy that, or you know, if you guys have any opinions about whatever I said, you guys can go ahead and share that below. I might comment and subscribe, and take a look and see what you guys actually thought about it. But with that said, I'll catch you guys another 2 centuries later. I don't know where you guys are, but I'll see you guys in the future. So until then, like, comment, subscribe, and remember to visit my Twitch on twitch.tv/banshui. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.